Virgo, August 18th, 2025 is not just another date. It is the kind of night when the air feels heavier, yet charged, as if something unseen is leaning close enough to whisper. Somewhere beyond the veil, a gate begins to open, and it will not wait for hesitation. You can feel it, not in a way that can be explained logically, but in the quiet pull at the edges of your awareness. Before midnight, 3 keys must be turned, each one locking away what could harm you and sealing in what will protect you. You have walked too far and carried too much to let this moment slip unnoticed. The alignment tonight is not for the masses. It is for the watchful few who know when to listen to the strange rhythms of the unseen. You are one of them. Your instincts have brought you here, and those instincts have been sharpened for this very alignment. This night is a window, a fragile slice of time, and within it lies the choice. Blessings if you step forward with purpose, vulnerability if you turn away. This is not about superstition. This is about an ancient law. What you do in moments of heightened alignment shapes what follows in ways you may never be able to trace, but will always feel. Midnight is not a number on a clock, it is a threshold. On one side is the life you have known. On the other, a fortified path meant only for those ready to guard what is sacred. Tonight, the moon waxes, building energy like a tide ready to crest. It amplifies your thoughts, magnifies your intentions, and responds to your smallest choice. The universe listens more closely now, and it will record everything you place in its hands. The map is simple. First, you will learn what these 3 keys are and how to recognize the signs that tell you when each one is in place. Then, you will be shown the precise way to use them before the hour slips away. And finally, you will seal your timeline with a decree. One sentence that locks the door behind you so that nothing can follow from the shadows. Stay with me. The gate is already beginning to open, and your name is written in its light. You did not arrive at this night by chance. Every quiet evening spent alone, every moment you chose to walk away instead of fight, every time you carried the weight in silence, those were not signs of weakness. They were the marks of preparation. Virgo has always known how to wait, even when the waiting felt like punishment. You have built patience like a fortress, and tonight, that fortress will serve you. The road here has not been simple. In the spaces where others were celebrated loudly, you were often unseen, your victories whispered only to yourself. Yet this invisibility was a shield, keeping you out of sight while deeper work was done. The unseen world noticed. The seeds you planted in secret were not forgotten. They have been counted, and they are ready to bear their fruit. There is justice moving now, not the loud justice of public recognition, but the quiet rebalancing of forces. Those who drained you will find no door open tonight. Those who underestimated you will sense a shift without knowing why. The balance tilts in favor of those who endured, and you, Virgo, have endured. You have also broken chains you could not see. Karmic patterns, loops that have run through families, through generations, have found their stopping point in you. That is why you feel both heavy and light tonight, as though you are carrying something enormous while also shedding what never belonged to you. This is the paradox of someone on the edge of transformation. The past presses in one final time, even as the future calls. You stand at a bridge, one that connects all you have been with all you are becoming. This bridge is not made of stone or wood. It is made of choices. The 3 keys are those choices, each one unlocking a layer of your protection for the journey ahead. If you use them, the crossing will be smooth, the shadows held at bay. If you leave them unused, the path will still be there, but less certain, less guarded. Now, we step into the unseen mechanics of this night, how the world beyond sight has been set in motion for your arrival. What happens tonight is not random. It is a design that began long before you knew its shape. The protection portal is not a place you can see, but a field of energy that folds itself around the chosen hours, forming a corridor between the seen and unseen. Tonight, that corridor is lit for Virgo, and the air hums with its frequency. The moon, in its waxing phase, pushes energy forward like a tide-gathering force. This is the moment for building, not breaking. In the language of the sky, a waxing moon is an open hand, holding out the tools you need to strengthen what is yours. Combine this with the subtle blessing of numerology's 777, a symbol of spiritual luck, and 222, the number of alignment, and you have a rare sequence, expansion supported by order. Why now? Because the label of this night, your protection gate, activates codes buried deep in the oldest layers of your energy. Some are ancestral, passed through your blood and bone. Others are soul level, written in you long before your first breath. These codes do not wake often, but when they do, the shift is permanent. Once awakened, they never return to sleep. You may already have felt the early tremors, a strange dream that clung to you all morning, the air feeling heavier in certain rooms, a flicker in your intuition telling you to slow down before you turn a corner, or a series of repeating signs, a phrase, a number, a bird crossing your path that seem to press a message into your awareness. These are not coincidences. They are markers placed to help you find the center of the corridor. There is no need for fear here. Awareness is all that is asked of you. The shadows cannot follow unless you invite them in through distraction, chaos, or doubt. Tonight is about precision, about moving with purpose in a narrow space of time. Now we begin to touch the first of the three keys, the one that shapes all the others. It is the key that begins in the mind, where every gate, visible or not, first opens or closes. The first key is the shield of mind. Before you can guard your body, your home, or your energy, you must secure the place where every battle begins: your thoughts. A mind left open to chaos is like a door without a lock. It will welcome whatever enters, whether invited or not. The shield of mind is clarity. It is the decision to hold your thoughts in a steady frame, refusing to let fear, confusion, or noise take root. Tonight, the waxing moon amplifies everything you think, so a single spiral into doubt can echo louder than usual. That is why this first key matters most. It controls the signal you send into the corridor that opened for you. You will know the shield is weak if your mind feels scattered. Overthinking, mental exhaustion, the urge to replay past mistakes, all signs that the gate in your thoughts is unguarded. When the shield is strong, you feel a calm precision, as if every thought is moving in the same direction. Picture this: a Virgo preparing for a crucial decision. They have 1,000 small details pulling their focus, the clock ticking toward midnight. Instead of collapsing under the weight, they take 3 slow breaths, bring their mind to the single most important choice, and release everything else. The noise falls away. The decision comes like a clean strike of lightning. That is the shield in action. The most common mistake? Feeding the chaos just before sleep, scrolling through endless distractions, letting gossip, fear, or conflict into your mind when it should be resting. The hours before midnight are not the time to invite the world's noise into your thoughts. Your immediate protocol: first, breathe in for a count of 4, hold for 7, and release for 8. Do this 3 times. Second, choose one sentence that reflects your focus tonight, such as, "My mind is my fortress," and repeat it until the edges of your thoughts grow still. Affirmation for key 1. I direct my thoughts. They do not direct me. From this stillness, you are ready to move to the second key, the one that guards the space beyond your thoughts, where your personal energy field begins. The second key is the seal of energy. If the first key guards your inner thoughts, this one protects the invisible field that surrounds you, the aura that carries your mood, your vitality, and your magnetic pull. Every encounter, every room you enter, every word you hear touches this field first, long before it reaches your body or mind. When the seal of energy is strong, you move through the world like a flame behind glass, visible, warm, but untouched by the wind. When it is weak, you absorb everything: the tension of strangers, the fatigue of a crowded room, the heaviness of bad news. You may feel suddenly tired for no clear reason, or notice your mood shift sharply after talking to certain people. These are signs that your seal has been breached. Imagine a Virgo on an ordinary day entering a space full of noise and distraction. Within minutes, they feel their focus fade, their shoulders grow heavy. But instead of leaving themselves open, they close their eyes for a moment, breathe, and visualize a soft, golden light wrapping around them from head to toe. Instantly, the noise feels distant, like it is bouncing away instead of sinking in. That is the seal working. The most common mistake? Ignoring the first sign of energetic drain. Many wait until they are completely exhausted before taking action, but by then, recovery is harder. The seal of energy must be checked and reinforced regularly, especially on nights like this when portals amplify both protection and intrusion. Your immediate protocol. First, perform a simple cleansing. Wash your hands with salt water or pass incense around your body in slow circles. Second, visualize a sphere of light expanding from your heart until it surrounds you entirely. Hold this image for at least 1 minute. Affirmation for Key 2. My energy is sealed. Only what serves me enters. With your mind guarded and your energy sealed, you are ready for the third and final key. This one does not exist in thought or aura. It lives in action, and it must be turned before midnight for the gate to close behind you. The third key is the lock of action. If the mind is the command center and the energy field is the shield, then action is the lock that secures everything in place. Without this step, the first 2 keys can weaken, leaving the gate open just wide enough for what you are protecting yourself from to slip through. The lock of action is not about doing something grand or complex. It is about one deliberate, aligned move that anchors your intention in the physical world. Words and thoughts exist in air, but action plants them into the soil of reality. You will know this lock is missing if you feel stuck in thought, but nothing changes in your surroundings. Procrastination is the most common thief here, waiting for a perfect moment, doubting whether the step will matter, or avoiding a choice because it feels too final. But tonight, hesitation carries a cost. Midnight is not a suggestion. It is the closing of the corridor. Picture a Virgo holding off on sending a message, making a payment, or finishing a task that has lingered for weeks. The weight of it grows, the unease deepens. Then, on this night, they choose to act, send the words, move the money, sign the paper. It feels small in the moment, but it shifts everything. A door swings shut, and the air feels clearer. The mistake many make is thinking that small steps are too insignificant to protect them. In truth, the smallest aligned action can seal a gate more effectively than hours of planning with no movement. Your immediate protocol. First, identify the single most aligned action you can take before midnight, something that reflects the protection and direction you seek. Second, do it without delay, without asking for signs first. The act itself becomes the sign. Affirmation for Key 3. I act with purpose, and my path is sealed. Now, with all 3 keys turned, the shield of mind, the seal of energy, and the lock of action, the gate is fortified. But before you walk away from it, let me show you a story of when these keys were used, and how they changed everything for the one who held them. It began on a night much like this one. A Virgo woman, quiet and deliberate by nature, had been feeling a strange pull for days. Dreams that stayed with her long after waking, a flicker of 777 on her phone screen every time she checked the hour, and a persistent sensation that she was being watched, not with malice, but with intent. She didn't yet know that the protection gate was opening for her. Her life in those days was tangled. People she trusted had begun to take more than they gave. Small conflicts had started to multiply, and the weight of unspoken words pressed heavily against her chest. But on that night, something shifted. The signs grew louder. A white feather on her doorstep, a chill running over her skin when she stepped into the moonlight, the sudden urge to look at the clock, 11:11 glowing back at her. She remembered an old ritual her grandmother once taught her, one she had dismissed at the time: 3 steps before midnight to keep harm away and lock blessings in. She began with her thoughts, clearing the noise by sitting in silence and repeating a single phrase until her breathing slowed. Then she lit incense and imagined herself wrapped in a sphere of golden light, unbreakable and whole. Finally, she took action, writing a letter to release someone who had been draining her energy for years, burning it safely until only ashes remained. The air in her home changed almost immediately. The heaviness she had carried for months lifted, replaced by a calm so deep it felt like a shield around her. Within days, the tensions that had been building dissolved without confrontation. Opportunities she thought had passed returned to her. She realized then that the keys had worked, not as superstition, but as a precise alignment of thought, energy, and action. Her story became her proof, and proof is what strengthens faith. Once you have lived through the shift, the ritual is no longer a theory. It is a tool you carry forever. Now, it is your turn to take the same 3 steps, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, but tonight. And to do it, we will follow a simple protocol that pulls the law of attraction into the heart of your protection. Tonight's protocol is built on the same principle that shapes every manifestation: clarity, emotion, action, and release. But when applied to protection, the sequence becomes a shield that forms as you move through each step. First comes clarity. You cannot guard what you have not named. Take a quiet moment to define exactly what you are protecting: your peace, your home, your relationships, your opportunities. Write it in the present tense, as though it is already safe. My peace is unshakable. My home is a sanctuary. My path is secure. This is the blueprint your energy will follow. Second is elevated emotion. The mind writes the design, but emotion gives it power. Stand in the feeling of being already protected. Imagine walking through your day knowing that nothing can touch you unless it serves your highest good. Let gratitude rise until it feels as if your chest is glowing. Hold that feeling for as long as you can. Third is aligned action. This can be as simple as closing a window, locking a door, cleaning a space, or sending a message you've been holding back. The action must reflect the protection you are claiming. Small enough to complete tonight, strong enough to anchor the intention in reality. Finally, release. Let the universe carry the rest. You have done your part. Now you must step away from the gate without pulling at it to check if it's locked. This is the most difficult step for Virgo, who often wants proof before trusting. But trust is part of the seal. Optional lunar ritual. If you wish to deepen the alignment, stand under the waxing moon for 3 breaths. On each inhale, imagine light pouring into you. On each exhale, see it expanding around you until you are surrounded. Add a layer of protection with the 4-7-8 breath, a pinch of salt water over your threshold, or the smoke of incense moving clockwise around your body. Close with a short prayer or affirmation of safety. Now, you will want to know how to recognize when this has worked. Protection often reveals itself in subtle ways first, and those signs can arrive faster than you expect. You will know the shield is in place not by fireworks, but by the quiet shift in the air around you. Protection speaks softly. Sometimes it arrives as a sudden stillness, a peace without explanation. Sometimes it is a moment when your chest feels lighter, as though an unseen weight has been lifted. Watch for the confirmations. Repeating numbers: 111 for creation, 222 for alignment, 777 for spiritual protection, may appear in places you do not expect. Receipts, street signs, timestamps. You might notice a wave of chills when you think about your next step, or the feeling that the room is brighter without any change in the light. These are the subtle nods from the corridor, letting you know the keys have turned. If nothing appears immediately, do not fall into doubt. Some signs arrive in dreams or through encounters that unfold over the next 48 hours. The seal you set tonight does not vanish simply because you do not see it in the first moment. Patience is part of the process. The shield strengthens with calm faith. To maintain your protection, adopt a single daily habit. In the morning, breathe deeply 3 times, speak one sentence of intention, and make one small gesture of order, closing a drawer, straightening a space, placing something in its rightful place. These small acts keep your energy field in rhythm. For the next 1 to 2 days, avoid anything that can disturb the seal: unnecessary drama, impulse purchases made in moments of emotional high or low, and oversharing details of your rituals or plans with people who will not understand them. Record your impressions in a journal. Even the smallest change, a lighter mood, an unexpected sense of direction, can be a sign that the protection is active. Over time, you will see the pattern and know the language of your own shield. And now, with the signs understood and the maintenance in place, there is only one step left: the decree. The sentence that will close the corridor behind you and leave the shadows outside the gate. You are not here by accident, Virgo. You are not ordinary, and tonight proves it. You were called to this exact moment, to this exact night, because something in you is ready to stand untouched in the face of whatever has moved against you before. This is your protection gate, and August 18th, 2025 will not return in this form again. The keys have been turned. Your mind is clear and guarded. Your energy is sealed. Your action has locked the path. The corridor behind you is closing, and the light ahead is steady and strong. You have crossed the bridge between who you were and who you are now, a soul that walks with protection woven into every step. Now comes the sealing decree. Speak it aloud, not as a hope, but as a fact already alive in your life. I am fully shielded. My destiny is safe. Let the words leave your mouth with the weight of truth, as if they are sinking into the ground beneath you and rising into the air above you at the same time. This is the moment the gate locks behind you. Your voice is not alone in this. Others who have felt the pull of tonight's alignment are speaking the same words, in different rooms, in different cities, under the same moon. Together, you form a chain of light across the dark, each link strengthening the other. If you wish to mark this in the physical world, write the decree on a small piece of paper and place it somewhere sacred to you: a box, a drawer, beneath a candle. Let it rest there for as long as it feels right. This act is not about superstition. It is about anchoring your choice into the material realm so it lives beyond thought. Comment these words where they can be witnessed. I claim my protection gate. This is not for validation, but for sealing. Once declared, the energy moves faster, as though the universe hears the echo and responds with speed. See yourself now, stepping through a radiant arch of light, the world behind you dim, the path ahead clear. You do not need to look back. The gate has closed. The shadows cannot follow. You walk forward, untouched.